Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So I begin my talk always with try and operate or try and operate. Um, and because we have who aren't familiar with the format, normally 10, 20 minutes, we just go on. I just talk about whatever I feel is important for that time. Um, and then we have go through a meditation. And if Matt doesn't come in, then I'm not obliged to do the smile meditation. But if he does come in, then I'm obliged to do the smiling meditation. All right, then I might be.
I think he's on his way, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine. All right. So, all right. I want to begin with this statement. Only desperation will motivate us to change. Yeah. Only desperation will motivate us to change. Until then, things are just going to be flopping around. And if we look around us now, you will find that what started off well a year ago, over let's bring the 2 week lockdown to bring the curve the curve down. Now you're a year in, and so many other restrictions. You can't go to the pub now without the right cards. So all of these restrictions begin to experience fear, experience a level of unsettledness. And that experience that we feel that seems uncomfortable motivates us for security, motivates us to find security. So we are now in that kind of space where we are being motivated to find security. And as we keep saying, the division is becoming more apparent between different kinds of thoughts, different kinds of belief systems. And this division, as hard as it is to endure, is part and parcel of how it needs to unfold. You need to in anything, it's only when you have a pain you go to the doctor or you seek some medical advice. Only when you have a pain, only when you're in discomfort. The same is true now, that there is a level of background discomfort that's been building, and it's starting to come out. It has been coming up now for a few months, but it's beginning now to become a level of desperation. Desperation meaning all routes are blocked. Now what are you going to do? All routes are blocked. And that is your motivator. That's what motivates you to say, the only reason those routes mean anything to me is because I have given my ability and my creativity to another. I have given that what you tell me is what I will do. I've given my consent to the other to dictate to me. And this is where sovereignty comes in, where we begin to recognize that human life is a sovereign space. It's not going to come again in this month. It's not. You ain't going to get this chance again. And it is so precious, provided we become sovereign and use our consciousness to say, okay, what kind of world do you think I want? And that participation with responsibility, creating communities. That's where it worked, when you had communities. Then you worked when you had families. It worked when you had tribes. All of those have been dismantled. All of them. Right down to the family unit. 30 years ago, what was a family unit? Today, what is a family unit? Where do you get your wisdom from? Churches We've all found out what that's all about. Different religious groups. Which religious group, which religion preaches intolerance? I mean, doesn't that just break the whole thing down? So all of these systems have been shown over the last few years, maybe the last 20 years. Actually, you can't trust them. Can't trust them. But we haven't learned. We haven't learned. As humanity, we didn't learn. In fact, we got sucked into it. And as a result, we are where we are. Now, this, and I was asking Push earlier on, when did we start these Thursday talks? It's been going on for 8 to 9 years, from back in the day in craft culture. And I think we've only missed maybe half a dozen, if that.
I think, Sylvia, you've been part of it from craft culture, haven't you?
Yeah.
10 years of
10
meditation,
years.
yeah?
Yeah.
How
Whenever
we
it
all
was you
started.
Yeah. So why does that matter? Because it's a question of bringing something to those that can use a simple technique in order to restore their health. And why is that important? So you begin to get clarity. Because if you are in your stress cycle, if you're in your fear cycle, you are in confusion. Your focus is very narrow. Your state of consciousness narrows. That's what fear does. You look at what is the fear. Focus. So our agenda was right from the start is to introduce consciousness, that you have all the answers in yourself. The body is a self-healing system. Start working with your breath. It'll change your mind. The way you change your mind affects your physiology. That's the science. Spirituality is the meditation bit, which is what happens after you've got some clarity. Once the clarity begins, once you begin, so, you know, when we talk about sovereignty, with sovereignty comes power. And if we say, well, reclaim your power, what does that mean? That doesn't mean that you go out there and grab a politician and shake him by the neck, as much as we'd love, as much as we want to, as much as people want to. But regaining your power is simply closing your eyes and going within. That's it. That's where it begins. We are so consumed with what is happening outside, how engaged our consciousness is with the dramas, the fears, and we are in so many different places externally that we never look in. And when we look in with a view of not necessarily knowing what you're going to find. So there's a level of caution, but we don't necessarily know what we're looking for. What will we find there? What's going on? Because when you close your eyes and look within, there's pretty much nothing there. Has anyone met anyone there? Think about it. You go in, no one there. There's only you. And there's only one of you. And that understanding is magical because it makes you realize you have the capacity as existence to manifest, to create, to participate consciously and with responsibility. And this is where we're coming to. So as we've been harping on about this for the last 12 months, part of the message is there is much more going on way behind different layers, that what may not be the whole picture. In fact, it is nowhere near the whole picture. But there is a bigger unfolding taking place. A bigger unfolding taking place. And those who have had access to wisdom and tradition have always been warned. Yep, these are the signs when they come up. These are the signs. So remember, when this happens, this is a transition. Don't get too stuck on it. It's a transition. How do you participate? You participate because you've been cultivating a lifestyle. What's the worst that can happen to you? You can die. What's the inevitable end of your life? The inevitable goal of each and every one of us? We're still going to die. Recognizing that bit is an essential element in recognizing our power and the limited time span that you have and I have. So, what do? First, to recognize that, we close our eyes, we go within. You will not find anything there apart from that which is sovereign, which is stainless, which is pure, whatever words you want to use. Behind all the layers of the mental stuff, the emotional stuff, all you will find there, emptiness, silence, stillness, that has a sense of joy and flourishing to it. That's all you're going to find. And it always remains there. Whether you are dead, whether you're alive, consciousness always remains there, whether it is awake to being conscious or not, that's the different matter. Like when you're asleep, you are not aware that you are asleep. But when you wake up, you can say, oh, I had a really good night's sleep, or I had dreams. So you were keeping tabs on your consciousness. It's recognizing that that consciousness always exists. And by knowing that, we regain this power that we have and regain a sense of self where we can participate and change through knowing what we want. So the question arises, what do we want? What do you want? What kind of a life do we want? Anyone? Don't you think it helps? Freedom. Okay, what does that mean? Freedom. What does that mean? Freedom to choose. Okay, freedom to choose. Freedom to choose. How will you get that? By making the choice. I've made my choice. I've made my choice. That's it. And knowing that, yes, they may cut you up, they may chop you up, they may burn you alive, you've still made your choice. And that's what matters. Sovereign. Decide what you want. If you don't know, ask your heart. And your heart will always tell you. Heart intelligence. Just ask your heart will speak to you, it will tell you. And if it says it's not right, it ain't right. If it says it's right, it's right. So regaining our power, just recognizing, well, yeah, I have got the freedom to choose and I will choose. Yeah, I will choose. And in that choice, there is consequences. Nothing comes free. And that's the price we have to pay in regaining our sovereignty. So the future is bright. The future is beautiful. Why? Because the whole thing is coming to a peak. And as it comes to a peak, when the rose gets absolutely perfectly in its rosiness, then it begins to fade away. Yeah, well, that time has come. We're just feeling the effects of that time. But the change is inevitable. Those people who know more detail about human history, that this is just one little blip. There's been civilizations upon civilizations for hundreds of thousands of years. You're not special. I'm not special. We just happen to be in this time and in this space under these circumstances. Yeah. When we meet again, who knows? So, in this moment of now, recognizing life for what it is, recognizing you have the ability to make a choice, and your choice, every freedom has had to be fought. Apartheid had to be fought. Discrimination against the Irish, dogs, blacks back in 50s and stuff had to be fought. Gender inequality had to be fought. Every freedom has to be fought. Ain't going to be given. But to take, we didn't think. We didn't think. Had we thought then that once you lose it, you may never get it back, I don't think we would. Because we trusted. This is where we realize, hold on a second, who do we trust? So all freedom has to be regained. Whatever they are for you, whatever, for whomever. Yeah, has to be regained, has to be fought for. Can't be given free. So if you lose it, you have to go and get it. Yeah. This is where we are. Sovereign. Take control of your power. And all it takes is not to fight any system, not to engage in it, just turn your back. It's irrelevant. Get on with your life. And if more of us got on with our life would be fine. But because many are caught in this fear space that we feel that we can't. But everyone has a role to participate with responsibility and see what happens. See what happens. Yeah. So my message for today is basically desperation is necessary for change. And the change has to be measured between the mind and the heart. Does the mind will always give you two sides of the story. That's just what the mind does. That's its job, to give you the best information it can. But it's biased most of the time because it's fed so much bullshit along the way since he was a child. They just believe certain things without questioning them. So we're just waking up to that. Make a choice with the heart, make a choice with the knowing. Feels right, it's right. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. And how do you become present? And all of that communicates with you is through by reclaiming your power. Go within, close your eyes, connect. Should circumstances change very suddenly over the next few months, and there is a level of concern and panic around, remember, disengage. These dramas go on and off. Engage, connect, find a mantra to work with, and connect and get on with your work. Yeah. Do not get engaged in all the superficial dramas that are taking place. And how do we engage? We engage through those little boxes that are in each and every house, that are on our little tool that we carry with us. So it's important what you watch, what you put your mind, what you put within yourself. Okay, so that's that. Smile meditation. What do you reckon? Or regular? No. Okay. All right. We just go over. Okay. So today, what we'll do is we will do a meditation in which we will use the breath, and then we're going to use sound. But this time, we're not going to use sound aloud. We're going to try and create. So I'm going to ask you to use the sound. The sound. So as the breath comes in. So you say within yourself, so as the breath comes in. Hum as the breath goes out. Okay. Some people find it the other way around, more convenient or more comfortable, but either way, the sound is so hum, so hum, so hum, but in our minds. Okay. So I will tell you when to do it. And then what we do is we listen to it. We listen to what we're saying. So can you do that? So if you say the word Coca-Cola to yourself, can you hear yourself saying it within yourself? Yeah, that's it. By listening, you will find your source internally. By looking, you will lose your source because it'll pull your awareness out. Right? Hence, closing your eyes is an important element of going within. And then listening is that little thread that pulls you down. And then you experience what you experience, whatever life brings us. Yeah. Okay, so we'll begin with a short body scan. So if you straighten your backs, straighten your shoulders, make sure they're not hunched. And if you take a breath in and you begin your focus to sense the body as a whole. So you just want to first notice where the body is, what's going on at a kind of a macro level. And in closing your eyes, intentionally what you've done is decided the sense of awareness and the sense of sound to be the dominant senses. So you have awareness of your inner space. By that I mean you can notice your body as a whole. Notice as you breathe, and you can hold your awareness, and you can always move your awareness as though it's in the center of your chest, but not externally, but internally. And just hold it there for a moment. Okay, we're going to scan the body now. So bring your focus to the seat you're on. Notice how you are held in place. Yeah? Notice how firmly you're held in place. Supported. And you will notice that where the contact with your body and chair is made, there's a sense of pressure. Pressure that you can sense within your body. Sensations where the pressure is felt. So bring your focus to those sensations. Move your focus now slowly up so you become aware of your hips. And as you breathe out, allow this awareness to go down your thighs towards your knees. From your knees, move your focus down to your ankles. From your ankles, become aware of your feet. And then bringing your focus to the soles of your feet. Bring your focus now back to the chair or whatever you're sitting or lying on. Notice the sensations where your body makes contact. And then take a moment to notice how straight your back feels. Notice how your shoulders are relaxed. As you breathe in, bring your focus towards your lower back. And really take a moment to notice sensations that are there. Breathing in, move up to your middle back. Up towards your shoulder blades. And then from your elbows, moving your focus down to your wrists. And then holding your focus on the palms of your hands. Just going to stay there for a few moments. Notice what begins to happen the longer you focus on the palms of your hands. Allow your awareness now to move to your fingers. Moving now to the eyes. Notice the darkness that you can see, so to speak. Becoming aware of the fact that you are aware of being aware. Begin by noticing the. Allow this part of the body to soften, moving your focus now to your mouth. Just notice the sensations within your mouth first. Allow these sensations now, your focus now to look at the sensations on the surface of your tongue. Allow your tongue to soften. Notice the sensations on the roof of your mouth. And then as you breathe out, softening and relaxing your face. On the breath in, once again, take a moment to notice your inner space. Any tightness, any ache, any pain, any dominant sensation. Are there any thoughts around? And then, how do you feel? On your next breath out, open your awareness and allow all the sounds around you to come to you. So you're not thinking about the sounds, you're not seeking them out, you're not judging them, you're just listening. Notice how your awareness follows this sound simply by listening. Gently bring your focus just beneath your nose. Your intention is to hold your focus beneath your nose, watching the breath as it moves in and the breath as it moves out. And as you watch your breath, allow your breath to breathe by itself. Notice the start of your in-breath. Notice the end of your in-breath. Breath. Stay with your breath. If you find that your focus has drifted, you've started thinking something, or a noise has distracted you, notice the distraction. Come back just beneath your nose, holding your focus, watching the breath. Notice that the breath has four parts to it. Your in-breath comes in, stops, there's a little gap, out-breath goes in, goes out, stops, there's a little gap. See if you can notice the four parts of your breath. Breath coming in, pause, breath going out, pause. Now bring your focus to your out-breath in particular. Follow your out-breath all the way till the end. Notice if you can get to the point when it completely finishes. Following your out-breath all the way till the end. With each breath out, you become more and more embedded in this moment. getting deeper and deeper, simply by following your out breath all the way till the end. Stay with your breath. Now bring your focus to how the breath feels. Notice its movement. Does your breath feel fast or does it feel slow? Stay with your breath. Does your breath feel long or does it feel short? Simply by watching your breath, your awareness begins to grow. Now notice if your cold or if it feels warm. And now bring your focus to the sound of your breath. Try and listen to the in breath as it comes in. Try and listen to the out breath as it goes out. And now we begin to incorporate the sound by mentally reciting so as the breath comes in, hum as the breath goes out. See if you can synchronize those two sounds with your breath. Listening to the so as you say, listening to the hum as you say. Within yourself, synchronized with your breath. The fact that you can hear yourself saying it shows that you are awareness. You have awareness of it. Simply through listening. Keep the sound synchronized with your breath. So, hum, so, hum. Stay with the sound. listening intently. When does a soul begin? When does it end? Listening to it as intently as you can. Nothing else matters now. Just for the next few minutes, all you want to do is submerge yourself in the sound, listening to it intently. Of the recitation that you're doing within yourself with every breath, allowing it to get fainter and fainter, but still following it with your awareness, listening to it. Keep going until it becomes nothing more than a pulse deep within yourself. Still listening. And on your next breath out, allow your focus to move away from listening within to listening without, simply becoming aware of the sounds around you with the same intensity of listening as you had within yourself. Allowing each bell to move you further into this silence of choiceless awareness. Notice there's only one of you having the experience that you're experiencing right now. Singularity. Notice the timelessness nature of yourself. Notice the absence of fear, the absence of hate. Notice the continuity of this moment now. While everything outside may come to a start, middle, end, looking within remains the same. Gently bringing your focus just beneath your nose and just sitting with your breath. On your next breath out, expanding your awareness to become aware of your whole body as best as you can. Notice how still the body feels. Notice how calm the mind feels. Notice that you're sitting on the same chair in the same place. Notice the sensations that run from the seat you're on, down your thighs, all the way down to your feet and the soles of your feet. You can sense your legs. Notice that your back is straight and upright. Shoulders, arms are relaxed and comfortable. Notice the eyes are still closed, the mouth is still closed, and the face is relaxed. Coming back to your breath. And now as the breath comes in, you can feel your body, you can sense your body, and as the breath goes out, you can sense your body. And you may experience as the breath comes in, it feels like the body expands. As the breath goes out, how it relaxes. See if you can notice that. When you hear the next bell, use this bell to draw a few deep breaths in, and in your own good time, when you're ready, gently coming back, opening your eyes. Take your time. Okay, everyone back. Thank you very much. Hope to see you soon. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be peaceful, may you be safe. Thank you.